All right, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Business Forum Podcast. I'm your host, Loris the Abbott, brought to you by African Know-How Magazine, the home of the African entrepreneur. Today's topic is going to be target audience. Let's get started. Who is your target audience? Have you ever been asked that question? Have you asked yourself that question? If you're starting a business or you have a product you want to market or advertise a service, before you can advertise, you need to know who your target market or target audience is. And you have people, usually the inexperienced, will say, "Oh, I'm marketing to everybody." Well, everybody is not your audience. If you're selling baby food, you're going to be selling it to parents, mothers, fathers, people who just had a child, people who are expecting to have a child. And those demographics or those groups of people are a specific target. They are a specific audience. They are not everybody. So if your strategy is, I'm going to market to everybody, you're not going to do very well because you're not targeting the specific group that you need to sell to and who is looking for what you have to sell. Understanding target audience will help you in finding your ideal customer. Now, how do you find your ideal customer? Well, you look at something called demographics. Demographics encompasses things like age, race, ethnicity, income, and geographics. So let's start with age. How old are the people you're trying to reach? Because if you're selling toys, you're going to be aiming at, first off, children, obviously, but you're also going to be aiming at the parents because the children basically say, "Hey, mommy, daddy, I want to buy this," but they don't have any spending power. They're influencers. They influence their parents who have the cash to spend money on the item that they want. And the way that you get them to influence their parents to part with that cash is by targeting them as your audience in your marketing campaign. So if you were also selling geriatric supplies, walking sticks, walkers, you obviously going to need to focus on age because that's senior citizens that buy or purchase those types of things. You can also focus on centers and facilities that sell or need those types of products for the people that they help. So for instance, an old folks home, an elder care center, they're going to need those types of things. So that narrows down your target audience and helps you focus your marketing campaign so that, again, you reach the people who are interested in what you have to sell. Let's talk about race. Race. When it comes to target audience research and target audience marketing. Who buys black hair products? Well, black people, obviously, but if you're one of the many Koreans or Chinese, because they seem to be the ones who have all the stores that sell black hair products, black people not selling hair products that much, although that's changing, but still they dominate that. But that's another topic. If you're Korean and you're selling black hair products, perms, relaxers, and all the other stuff that black women buy or black people buy in general, you have to know when you do your marketing, when you put the posters up, at the store, in the window, when you do your direct mail marketing to the neighborhoods, you have to know, okay, where do black people live? What zip codes do they live in? What areas do they live in? What neighborhoods do they live in? You need to be able to reach those people that are going to buy those products, in this case, black people. So you have to know what race is buying my product, And you have to apply that to your marketing campaign. So knowing the race that buys more of your products, or the ones that only buy your product, is important if you're selling services, products, and you're planning your business and you want to be successful. Income. Yes, how much money does the audience you're trying to target have? How much does it cost for your service or product? Let's say you are a country club, and most country clubs cater to the well-to-do, the wealthy, people who have a lot of disposable income, a lot of money. So obviously, if you are, let's say, the Beverly Hills Country Club, you don't want everybody coming to the country club because everybody cannot afford your membership fees. A lot of those membership fees, some of them are $100,000, $300,000 a year. So obviously, you're going to market to a target audience, or you're going to target an audience that makes a certain amount every year, because they're the ones that are going to be more likely to A, be able to afford to come to the country club, and B, typically people who make that kind of money want a certain amount of exclusivity. So all that will be applied in your marketing campaign with regards to targeting people based on income. Now, this kind of segues into the next item on the list, which is geography or geographics. If you're marketing to the well-to-do, you want people to come and pay the $300,000 to join your country club, these people live in specific areas. So you have to know which areas they are. So if you're going to, market in California, if you're Beverly Hills Country Club, you obviously want Beverly Hills. You want all the expensive neighborhoods where the people who have the kind of money that you are looking for, who can afford to pay your membership, live. You're not going to want Watts and Compton because they're not going to be able to afford to come and patronize that type of business. So knowing geographics, knowing what neighborhoods, if you're going after, let's say you're going after rich Chinese people, what neighborhoods they live in, or rich Indian people, what neighborhoods they live in, rich black people, what neighborhoods they live in. You need to know this because this is all going to help you with selecting the right target audience that's going to patronize your business and be able to afford your products and services, and also appreciate or need those products or services. So, target audience is about being selective and being specific. So, in closing, with regards to target audience, you need to be several things. And one of those key things you need to be is specific. Everybody is not your audience. If you sell champagne, you don't want people to buy beer or Ripple or Colt 45 if you drink that kind of stuff. If you sell high-end cigars, you don't want people to buy cigarettes. So you have to be very specific about who it is that you want, where do they live, what do they look like, what race, what ethnicity, how old are they, how much income do they have, and where do they live. When you're doing this is called market research. And before you launch a business, you have to do market research, because market research is what's going to help you identify and zero in on the right target audience who's going to be able to pay for your goods and services. I'm Loris the Abbott, and thank you for listening. Stay tuned for another episode of Business Farm.